ages on it.
Yeah.
But it's got no history. It's got nothing to show for it. Just a load of old rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, history is created by stuff happening on it. So really, the moon, even though it's old, in a way it's new, because it's untouched and that.
But we don't go to the moon to visit museums or arcades.
No, but say like
historical
Henry VIII, right? You watch Antiques Roadshow, whatever, and some woman goes, "Oh, this plate you've got, this was Henry VIII's, and as you can see the knife marks on it. Oh look, there's some chicken on it, right?" And you go, "Oh God, yeah, that's amazing." Then someone goes in and goes, "Here's a plate of Henry VIII's, but it hasn't been used, it's still in the box." You'd go, "Well, it's not as good, that." Because it's got no history.
No, because very often on the Antiques Roadshow, they have Henry VIII's plate with a bit of chicken on it. They kept that. Don't throw that away. Why? Arthur Negus are like that in a few hundred years' time.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying? Things are only good if stuff's happened on it. The moon, you're up there, you're having a look, you're going, no one else has even been here.
But you go to the moon for research purposes, for scientific research.
Steve.
What do you mean there's nothing there? They're examining the soil and the environment and the air.
It's just a lot.
Well, they're not doing that, are they? They're just not doing that.
Well, they're not, are they? Because last time they went up, they were playing golf or something. There's golf balls up there that they've been whacking about. What sort of research is that? That's what I'm saying. There's nothing up there, so why else would you go all that way and go, "Oh, nothing here. Fancy a knockabout?" Why are they knocking golf balls about if there's really important stuff to look at? You don't see people in museums going, "Fancy having a knock some golf balls about?" "No, I'm looking at this vase." "Oh, right, that's interesting." But on the moon, nothing. Nothing to look at. What other games have you brought? That's what I mean. Don't you think that if we hadn't have cleaned up as much, that, I don't know, we'd be stronger?
What? Well, I know what you mean. Yeah, they say
feed
let
the
your kids
baby,
eat dirt.
more than
Yeah,
all
of course.
that.
Well, that's building up its sort of immunity system. If you're too cosseted, you don't fight it. And that's exactly what immunisation is, giving you a bit.
Yeah, but
of
it's
the
gone
disease.
mental now. Whenever a baby's born, he's drugged out of its eyeballs. It's only about a week old. They're giving it all sorts of shots.
Like what?
Loads of stuff for whooping cough.
Yeah, you don't want whooping cough. Tutankhamun could have died of whooping cough.
No, but give it loads of stuff. And now it's like, I don't know, it's making us weak.
Yeah, soon there's going to be things that, one, we're not immune to, and two, our antibiotics no longer work, because of course things like the viruses and bacteria or whatever, they evolve and change so quickly that you can't keep up with them. And also there's this big thing, like the superbug, for example. There's a very strong theory that says that it's where people took half the course of antibiotics, and what it did was, it was almost like an immunisation to the bacteria and virus against the antibiotic. They got stronger.
That's what I mean.
So yeah, we need some germs, as you'd call them, but there are some that we have eradicated. I mean, I think it was in our lifetime that they eradicated smallpox from the world. They just stopped it, and it saved, millions and millions of lives, and they wiped it out.
There are rumours, of course, that both Russia and America still have the smallpox virus under lock and key, which they could theoretically breed and use in a chemical warfare situation.
Well, there was a bit of a scandal a few years ago, I think 10 years ago, where in a university laboratory, someone came across a marked yogurt pot in deep freeze that had smallpox in it. That was a hangover from the 70s.
When you say it was marked, was it like someone's put their name on it because they don't want someone to eat their smallpox?
No, I think they looked into it, and it was the deep frozen smallpox virus that thawed out.
They
and
just
released.
left in the fridge.
Well, I think so. Yeah, it was an admin problem. I'm sure that it's somewhere. What I mean is, it's under lock and key or frozen at minus 200 degrees centigrade. Why?
Under lock and key and all that. It's not good enough. Get rid of it. Why are they keeping a little tub of smallpox knocking about?
Well, are they not meant to be?
Well, that's a lesson.
What's he doing there in the first place? To me, that's like in James Bond, where they don't kill him when they have the chance. There's always that little thing of, let's play with danger. Let's keep a bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably
next to AIDS in the Chiara bottle. I don't understand why you'd store that.
Well, there's probably a presumption, it's probably an overhang from the Cold War, where people were thinking, well, listen, what if Russia's still got some smallpox? We better hang on to some smallpox.
It's just clutter though as well, isn't it? You see, we're obsessed with keeping stuff. And it's the same with germs. We can't even say, get rid of that, we won't be needing it. Smallpox, we'll keep it just in case, get rid of it. We've got this obsession thing again, it's saving everything. It's like how we save every animal, even a germ, we get upset about if it dies out.
You say that, but of course, famously Alexander Fleming discovered what may be the most important breakthrough of the 20th century, which was the first antibiotic, I think, in 1928, and he's literally saved hundreds of millions of lives with that, changed the face of modern medicine. And he discovered that because he left a bit of old bread out for a while and it went all mouldy in his kitchen. And he thought, oh, what's that? Oh, let's have a look.
Like I've said to you before, it's down to him being scruffy more than anything. It just seems like there's a lot of scruffy kitchens around that, I mean, you're saying...
But think if his cleaner had come in and gone, oh, Mr. Fleming, you disgust me, you fucking filthy, scruffy cunt. I'm going to throw all this bread away. He's going to go, Maud, what did you do with that old bread I left out? It had gone green, sir, so I chucked it away. Oh, Maud, you dopey fucking slut. You've just caused millions and millions of people to die. Keep out of my fucking kitchen.
I know, but don't put it there. It's the same way smallpox in a yogurt pot. It's in a yogurt pot.
Wow.
You're asking for trouble.
But what if Maud had come in and thrown that away? Again?
He couldn't shout at her. She's doing a job. I'd be annoyed if it was still there.
Yeah.
I'd say it's been here now for a couple of weeks. You haven't even asked. There's a lot of cleaners. That's part of the problem, I'd say. The cleaners. They're not doing the job. That's the problem in hospitals, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's filth everywhere.
Well, they proved a point. In one hospital, they brought a team of people in to show doctors and nurses how to clean things properly, and deaths went down 30%.
There you go.
Just from properly washing your hands and properly washing the floor and things. That's amazing, isn't it?
It's pretty simple. Just don't put yogurt pots with smallpox in the fridge. That's a starter.
Yeah, but you were saying earlier, let's let babies eat mud, don't inject them.
Yeah.
Let them crawl around a dirty floor, clean up the floor and no one to die.
I did say that, but we've gone too far now. Babies are coming out mad. Oh, they can't handle anything now. Oh, he's got a runny nose. They're coming out all mardy.
Mardy?
Yeah, they get ill easy. They're not tough babies anymore. We're ending up with a load of weak people who need looking after all the time. That costs a lot of money. And they can't do anything. They're useless. Now, that doesn't happen in other nature. If a little weak bird is born, you see Bill Oddie saying that won't last. he says that won't last a week, and he's right. You watch it and say, that third baby that came out, it died. And
but what's your point, Carl? That modern medicine, which can help people live to the age of 75, 80, that it shouldn't be doing that? They should let people just die off?
Well, here's something, right? The estate that I grew up on, there's a woman there.
Yeah.
Scruffy Sandra.
I like her already. Oh, it's great. It's so descriptive.
Now,
she had no chance, even if she cleaned up her act.
Yeah.
She'd come in looking like Pretty Woman. You go, all right, Scruffy.
No,
What's the point? What is the point?
So the thing is, she used to always get on these buses called dialer rides that were sort of like posh taxis. You could call for one, it'd come round to your house, and it would pick you up and you'd pay like 50p.
But it would pick up a bunch of other people as well?
Yeah, on the way. So it would take ages to get to where you're going.
That is.
No, it's good though. It's kind of a bit of a day out. Old people used to love it because you'd get to see things.
Right.
And you'd hear a call coming in on the radio that, Scruffy Sandra's being picked up, and you go, oh God. And she'd always have loads of bin bags with her for some reason. Now the thing is...
Well, she sounds clean.
She stunk.
Well, she's taken out the bin bag.
Was she homeless?
No, she wasn't homeless. No, she used to just... she just didn't bath and that. She just stunk. But the weird thing is...
What do they call her, Stinky Sandra?
She never was ill.
Right.
People didn't sit next to her.
Yeah.
Because she stunk.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, anyone who might have had a bit of flu or a cold never sat next to Scruffy Sandra.
Right.
Because she stunk. But that was good. That was like a protection thing for her, because she knew that because she stunk, no one wants to sit next to her. She wouldn't pick up the germ.
Right. Now, but this is quite... Your point is, in order to fend off illness, you have to not bathe. and so you stink.
So you're saying that it wasn't that she built up an immunity, it was that she stank so much that flu wouldn't come near her.
This is such a specific example. It's not applicable in any other scenario.
There's always colds, there's always flu. It's whether your immunity is good or bad. The times I get ill are usually after like a long haul flight or something, when you're surrounded by it and you're run down a little bit.
Or maybe if you didn't bathe for 3 days before the flight.
Yeah. So it's always there. There's colds and flus everywhere. That's interesting, isn't it? That more sort of colds are spread through shaking hands than people, just taking in the air, because people sneeze into their hand and they think that's sort of safer. Then they shake hands. And you get it on your hand, and it sort of dies in the air quickly, but it stays on your skin a bit more because it's, you're nice and warm, lovely environment. So that's why some sort of germaphobes don't even shake hands anymore.
Yeah, but that's going too far, because they're going to die of something. You can't be that paranoid. You've got to get on with your life.
Loneliness.
And it's good to feel ill, because when you feel better, you appreciate how good you feel.
Doesn't make any sense at all. It's good to feel ill. Doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it does afterwards. The other weekend, when I was ill, I don't know what was up with me, but I got something.
Symptoms?
Went to the toilet a lot, felt sick at the same time, got a sweat on, felt weak, had the shakes.
Just a bug, yeah.
Lasted probably about 24 hours. After that 24 hours, you go, oh, I feel good again. It's nice to feel good again. And it makes you appreciate how good you feel. Now, sometimes I don't know if I feel well.
Doesn't make any sense at all either. What do you mean, sometimes you don't know whether you feel well?
Because I've been in my body for years.
Here he goes again.
Go on, yeah.
Here he goes again.
Now,
the two minds.
If there was some sort of kit that the doctor said, how are you feeling, Mr. Pilkington? I go, oh, I think I feel all right. And they go, well, do you? I don't know. And they go, well, step into the machine, right? Get into the machine, and if he could somehow transfer my feeling into his body so I could feel how he feels, and then he can feel how I feel, and he'll go, oh, you're not well at all. Your heartbeat's irregular for a start.
You're a maniac.
This is... I don't know what's going on here.
Because why don't you just accept that if you feel well,
Because you don't know if you feel well.
Hang on, let's get this machine built. Sorry, why are people bothering studying AIDS? We've got to get this machine built.
Listen, this machine could do a lot of good if they could do it.
Why?
Because some people, you hear about people who go, oh, I think I've got a bit of wind. Before you know it, they drop down dead. Right? Because they didn't know. They just, didn't Mr. Jones have a sweat on, Mrs. Jones, before? Oh, yeah, he did, but he always had a sweat on. Well, didn't it bother him? No, he was used to it. It happened for years. Why didn't you come in? Oh,
so, and what would the machine do again?
The machine would make my doctor feel like me. He'd be sat there and he'd go...
Sorry, who's saying to Mrs. Jones, did Mr. Jones have a sweat on?
The doctor.
So the doctor knew he had a sweat on. Why didn't the doctor say, well, we better look at that?
No, he didn't. He asked Mrs. Jones.
Doctor, though, it's not a very good doctor then.
Yeah, but this is the problem now, isn't it?
Right, so Mr. Jones went to the doctor and said, oh, I've got a sweat on, right?
Right, so he'd go, well, I'll tell you what, get in the machine. So Mr. Jones gets in the machine.
Yeah.
The doctor hits the button. Mr. Jones gets into the doctor. The doctor goes, you have got a sweat on. I'm familiar with this because I had a fella in the other day with a similar thing. Take 3 of these.
You are a mental case. I don't know what this is.
Because why can't the doctor make that observation like a doctor does? Why can't the doctor, using his knowledge, observe the person with the sweat on?
This is like a scene from Ghost. This is like Patrick Swayze.
Listen, do you know that time when I went to the doctors and he said my nerves are too short?
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, listen, I've told you about it. I don't want to go through it again. But he looked at my legs and stretched them and that. He said, yeah, it's the old short nerves problem. Now, that took like 3 visits before he worked that out.
Right.
But how would he be... Just because if he was feeling how you were feeling, I wouldn't help him identify it.
Yeah, you're there in your body and you're not going, bloody hell, my nerves are a bit short. Doctor, you go to the doctor. Okay, I'm to place Pilkington.
Right.
Pilkington is in me. Oh, my nerves are too short.
When my nerves were short...
Are they not short already? Have they extended since then?
Well, I just have to do stretches and just pull them about.
Right.
But when I had that, I'm not very good with words.
Go on.
So when I was going in saying, Doctor, my knee's aching, and he'd go, what sort of ache is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just an ache.
Toothache. It's like a toothache in my leg.
No, but it's different. It's a different ache. Now the thing
Arse-ache. It's like an arse-ache.
it's hard to explain an ache.
So he'd have to feel the ache, and then he could make an assumption.
Thank you.
So he would presumably go through training, going in the machine, and they'd bring in various sick people, and he would experience and feel every single ailment.
Great.
Yeah, but over...
Doctor, I'm going to let you know now what a swift kick in the bollocks feels like, just in case you ever have to diagnose that. Oh, you God! I can't remember that one.
Yeah, but...
Doctor, now you're going to feel a spike up the arse.
It's all about...
Oh, I can't remember that one. Okay.
No,
Doctor...
couldn't I just wait till the man comes in with a spike up my arse?
No, we've got to tell you so you know
But
when
I
you feel
could
it.
assess it if he's coming, he's got a spike up his arse. I'd
You've
be
got
able
to
to tell.
experience everything before someone comes in and gets into your body like Ghost, and you'll know what it is.
Hey, listen, let's not dismiss this idea out of hand, of course, because you'll famously remember, Rick, that Karl had the idea of a man who can grow backwards. So he's born as an old man, and when he dies he's a young baby. I think we're all looking forward to the new Brad Pitt film. That is exactly that plot.
A bit strange.
It's not really strange, is it? Because it's from a novel, I think written before Karl was born.
That's true, that is true, yes.
Yeah, but I haven't read it.
Well, that's obvious.
It's just an idea. And with all ideas comes something. Einstein said that. He said if an idea isn't...
Go on. Wait. Just let him finish. We've got an Einstein quote here. Yeah. This is a historic day. Karl, sorry, what were you saying? What did Albert Einstein say?
He just said something along the lines of...
Well, no. Give us the quote.
It doesn't matter about how he worded it. It's the point in hand.
Well, I think it is. I think a quote. I think like all any sort of poetic content of anything is exactly how it's worded. So just what did Einstein say exactly?
Well, he said something along the lines of...
Go on.
An idea. If an idea isn't daft...
Oh, start again.
No, come on, let's hear it.
No, because
he said if an idea isn't daft, it isn't worth thinking about.
What? Say it again?
If an idea isn't daft, it isn't worth thinking about.
I can't imagine him saying daft.
No, well, it was something like that, though, meaning that every new idea seems a bit mental.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a good
But
point.
then it leads to something.
Well,
I'm not sure that he...
no,
but I think if we were sat with Einstein now and you'd brought up the machine that allows doctors to feel, I don't think he'd be saying we should pursue that idea.
There's some ideas that go, that I think the Earth might be round. People go, oh, you're an idiot, it's flat. And then there's people who stand in doorways covered in crucifixes with tinfoil on their head saying, Jesus is in my cock.
Yeah. But
now, he's a mentalist.
yes, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't you have said it was mental years ago when someone said, I'm going to make a machine so I can look inside your head? Years on, hello, get in the machine, we've got an MRI scanner. It's the next one along.
They'd go, well, why are you looking in their head? It's where the brain is.
I'll tell you what, we've got similar to it anyway, because I've read about this machine where, right, say if, put it on Steve, right?
Go on.
I wear a camera on my head.
Right, if this is going to be I can see Steve's thoughts.
No, but it's similar to that, and it works as well. So I put a camera on Steve's head.
Okay, it's changed already. Whose head's the camera on?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Let's put
Just
the camera
explain
on
it.
Steve's head.
Okay,
Right,
okay,
I've got a camera on Steve's head.
Right.
What I've got on my head are some goggles.
Right. Over your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got the camera. Through my goggles, I'm seeing what your camera's seeing.
And where's the camera? Is it looking out from my eyes?
Yeah. Right?
So basically you can see what I can see.
So I'm seeing what you see.
But couldn't you just stand where I'm standing?
Well, it's just a monitor. Oh, that happens now. Yeah, you can all have the same monitor.
Hang on. So
Okay.
So, how does it work now?
Well, wait.
Hang on a minute.
This is. You're at the Royal College of Surgeons. You're presenting this idea now. Everyone in the world is sat down here. The eminent scientists are going to come. We don't know if he's a genius. He's got an idea for cameras and goggles.
No, you're saying this already exists.
This has just come out the other week.
Oh, okay.
Put a camera on Steve's eyes. He sees through the camera.
What do you mean?
The goggles.
Why is he seeing through a camera? I don't know what you mean. He's just got.
Wherever he looks, the camera's looking.
Okay, so it's a camera, right? Okay.
It's a camera on his head.
He's not seeing through it. It's just seeing what he sees because it's pointing in exactly the same direction as his eyes.
Yeah, if he turns his head to the right,
yeah, exactly.
I will see
So it's monitored to so you're looking at a monitor really.
Right. So one of the simplest ideas, but it's taken us 20 minutes to explain.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So it's the same as a cameraman pointing the camera anywhere. We're watching the telly. We're seeing what the cameraman sees, basically. Go on then.
But it's not like
You've
that.
just invented television. Well done.
Okay, right. So I've got the camera on my head. It's seeing what I'm seeing. Go.
Right.
You've got goggles on your eyes.
I've got goggles on. If you turn right, I feel like I'm turning right.
Okay.
Now my brain gets to a point that if you wear it for long enough, that brain thinks it's you. Because what happens is, because the brain's being kidded. At the end of the day, my brain thinks it's seen everything because my eyes are looking at stuff.
Yeah, no, that's true, but it doesn't think I'm Steve Merchant. It experienced what Steve's seen this like a virtual reality.
No, but that's the weird thing. If you wear it for long enough, the brain's sort of seen it like Steve's arm go up to his head and scratch it. And it gets to a point where the brain feels a scratch, even though it's not scratching my head. So they're saying this is like, you're kidding your brain, basically.
I can see how that would work.
But you're not going to believe that you're me.
No, you're not
going to start
Steve
experiencing life as I experience it.
My brain would.
What do you mean your brain would, but you wouldn't?
Because I'm kidding the
We've
brain.
done this.
Yes, but you couldn't kid it into thinking you're me. You wouldn't forget that you're Karl wearing a contraption.
But what it was saying is if someone went up to your stomach and started tickling you, my brain would look down and see that someone is tickling me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'd start laughing.
I can understand you.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would. Well, yeah, you might do because it might be a confusing
But
stimulus.
yes, but the point is, there may be certain physical things which you experience through it, but you're not going to stop thinking, "Hang on, I'm Karl wearing the mask." Are you?
No.
But you can do that.
You're thinking you're Karl, seeing all the things that actually.
You're going to
Steve
start
did,
having memories that you think are your. What? Your memories are going to change. You're not going to remember your name. You're not going to remember Suzanne's name. What are we talking about?
No, but say if we did that at that event with a load of students in front of us, I'd remember that day through your eyes.
Right.
So I'd be living your day.
But you'd also remember that you were wearing
life.
a contraption. You wouldn't remember it as being, I was Steve Merchant for a day.
But I
Yeah,
kind
we
of
have different
was.
thoughts because you'd accessed. But look, Karl, listen. I sat down and we watched the same thing. We watched a bit of Brokeback Mountain, and we all had different thoughts.
Yeah, because we're all sat in different places.
No, roughly speaking, we had the same experience when we were looking at the same thing. But it doesn't mean you assess it the same way, it doesn't mean you understand it the same way, and it doesn't mean you apply the knowledge in the same way.
No, I understand that, but
it's an interesting experiment. It is interesting. It'd be interesting to see it live. You're actually living. It's a different window to the world.
well, yeah. Say if like I was a fellow with no arms and legs, but these goggles had a really long lead, and you went about living your day, and I was looking through your eyes, I could have quite an interesting life.
Yes, you could,
Without
but
the
you wouldn't
hassle.
stop remembering that you're the person wearing the contraption.
And also,
But what is life? Life is what you experience.
Yeah, but if Steve went off, but you'd know this, wouldn't you? I mean,
Well, would you? If you stuck one on a baby?
Well, yeah, that's different. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
there you
if
go.
a baby knew no different, and those were his experience, then he would be feeling what he thought he was. Then there'd be nothing. But then, let's face it, tickling someone is the sensation. It's not the thought. It's not the concept of being
No,
tickled.
it's not
is
though,
funny.
because if someone goes to tickle you, but they don't tickle you, you can actually laugh, can't you? Because you go, oh God, I know what the feeling's going to be like.
Yes, because you've already experienced the real thing.
Yeah. I still think. there's
Well,
something
so
in
stop
it.
with that. Stop that sentence there, and you're lying. I saw this trailer for this documentary that said the man who's having a baby, and I turned on, and it's a woman going through a sex change, and she's pregnant. That's not a man having a baby. That's a woman having a beard,
Having a breakdown.
Why is that? That's a con. That is pure sense. It's a man having a baby. Look, what was supposed to? No, it's a woman. It's a woman. What do you think of that? What would you do for your doctor? And I came to him and went, Karl, listen, I'm having a bit of a rethink of these. The penis, I hate it. I hate this cock.
But what do you mean you hate it?
I hate it. I don't want it there. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It just sits there resting on these fucking awful testicles that I'm going to get rid of. I want this thrown away.
Yeah, well, it's, they're not a great look. I know that. Everyone knows that. It's just the way they are. I mean, if we're all being honest, they're an odd design. I don't think anyone likes their own, do they? That's why we cover them. They're not a great thing, are they?
What's this? Not why we cover them, though, is
It's part of it, I think. I think deep down, I mean, even if, like, I know you ate the Adam and Eve thing, but even if back then he was like, good God, cover them up. Even he had a leaf on.
No, then listen. So, are you thinking fundamentally then that aesthetically the testicles and the penis isn't as good as it could be? What would you have there instead?
Well, it's designed that way because that's the way it's got to be designed. It's more about function than...
Yeah.
And that's the thing, isn't it? With modern technology...
The thing is the testicles have to be outside because they have to be a few degrees below body temperature.
Yeah.
Otherwise the Sertoli cells die, which sort of feed to semen and all that. So, to be functioning and sort of like